You are watching TV 20.
Serving the community since 1989.
Cleveland is a special place for many of us that we call home. And for all of us, our lives are filled with many good memories. How many times were you sitting around the kitchen table and talking about all the memories that were from the past? A lot of memories come from participating in youth sports. No different than today as we enter in here at Brookside Park for a journey of championship games that will be played on TV 20 for the next several weeks. We'll start out with the Cleveland Connie Mack Baseball Championship game between the Estabrook Eagles and the O-Ball Indians. Hi, I'm Tim Wells, and my partner is in the house, Tom Castleberry. And Tom, we do this every year, and it seems like it just gets better and better competition as we go through.
Yeah, each one of these games seems that the kids are getting better, the coaching's getting better, the competition's getting better. I'm looking forward to tonight.
And now when you look at the two teams, we're going to take a look at some of the factors of the two teams that play a role. First of all, they haven't met each other, and we're going to start with the O-Ball Indians. They come in at 7-2 under their head coach Tony Latessa, won big in the playoffs, 15-0. So they come in pumped and ready to go.
Yeah, and when we talked to him before the game, he said the key for them to win this championship game is they need to keep this a low-scoring game. He doesn't want to give up any extra base hits, no errors on the defensive side, and his pitcher needs to throw strikes because he doesn't want to see any walks.
And obviously, when you're talking about a team that plays this well and gets here this well, it starts with these key players, and they got three outstanding ones that they identified today.
Yeah, it all starts with number 9, the right-handed pitcher, Tyler Rodriguez. He throws strikes. He's a strikeout pitcher. He has great control. Also, number 8, the second baseman, Matt Harry. He batted .528 this summer. He's a very smart hitter. He always finds a way to get on base. And he's very good defensively with very few errors. And finally, number 6, the catcher, Billy Blahecki. He batted .545. He's a great defensive catcher with a strong arm. There were no stolen bases allowed on him this year.
And then when you look at the other team that comes in, they're the home team today, the Estabrook Eagles. Again, they're coached by C.J. Hawkins. He's been here at championship games before. He'll have help from Dad and Peyton Vince on the sidelines. They've won on a run spread as well against John F. Kennedy 13-3. But what were the keys that C.J. told you?
Yeah, he said he really wants his pitcher to go deep into the game. He wants to get an early lead so they can play from ahead, and they got to keep good defense. And like we hear from every coach, Tim, they want to limit the errors.
And obviously, they've got 3 outstanding key players that they've identified as well.
Yeah, and to start off, number 12 at first base, Jonathan Morero, batted .515. He's got great speed. He's fantastic defensively at first base. Number 9, their third baseman, John Alisea, batted .460 this summer. He's their power hitter. He's probably the best hitter on the team, and they want to get him up with some runners on base. And finally, number 19, the catcher, Daniel Morales. He's also a power hitter, and he can control the game from behind the plate.
Well, as you can see, they're ready. They're lined up. It's game time and championship time. So right now, we're going to go over to Edwin Santiago for the player introductions. Ed?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Brookside Park, Talty Field, for the 2017 Connie Mack Championship game featuring O-Ball Indians and Estabrook Eagles. Introducing O-Ball Indians. We're number 18, Daniel Accord. Where's number 20, John Buffer Jr. Number 16 is Eric Scoff. And starting, we're number 2, the shortstop, Jordan Barnett. They have an injured player on their roster, number 3, Daniel Winsett. Batting in the second spot, the second baseman, number 8, Matt Harry. Number 9 is the starting pitcher, Tyler Rodriguez. Number 6 does the catching, Billy Belkey. Third baseman is number 11, TJ Zimmer. Extra player in the lineup, number 5, Mike Clark Jr. Playing first base, number 10, Luke Platzbecker. Left fielder is number 15, Brandon Beneman. Wearing number 17, the right fielder is Rudy Rodriguez. Number 7 plays center field, Yare Ramos. Omaha Indians are coached by their manager, Tony Latessa, assisted by Mr. John Barnett and Mr. Tony Harry. Introducing Estabrook Eagles, number 7 is Dino Sorma. Wearing number 2, Luke Perda. Matt Eldeek wears number 13. Number 14, John Moynihan. Number 20 is their scorekeeper, Joe Batala. And their starting lineup, wearing number 12, playing first base, Jonathan Marrero. Number 4 is the second baseman, Gary Matthews. Third baseman wears number 9, John Alicea. Number 6 is the left fielder, Andrew Clancy. Number 17 does the catching, Daniel Morales. The right fielder is number 5, Jerry Jimenez. Number 16 is the starting pitcher, Mike Boutel. Extra player in the lineup, number 18, Thomas Lopez. The shortstop is number 1, Tyler Vincent. Center fielder is number 3, Tony Batala. Estabrook Eagles are coached by our manager, C.J. Hawkins, assisted by Cliff Hawkins and Peyton Vince. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you rise, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad sights and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We are moments away from championship action here at Brookside Talty Field. But before we begin, we're going to take a look at some of the rules that will play a role here today. And Tom, pretty standard stuff, but again, there is a few things that they need to be aware of.
Yeah, in Connie Mack, we play 7-inning baseball. In the batting order, the only thing that's different is there's an additional hitter in each lineup, so there are 10 players that will bat. The bases are 90 feet. The pitcher's mound is still 60 feet, 6 inches. There is a mandatory play rule in Connie Mack. Everyone needs to bat. Everyone must also play in the field, and the starters may re-enter the game after they have been subbed out. There is a run rule, which is 10 runs after 5 innings. We also play with a speed-up rule, which means we can do an intentional walk with no pitches being thrown, and there is a courtesy runner for the catcher. And if we go extra innings today, the runner will start on second base at the start of the inning, and the visiting team will start with a runner at second base with the last batted out.
And obviously, when you talk about the umpires that are going to call today's game. Again, they're certified all through Ohio High School Athletic Association. And again, the home plate umpire, Joe Neroni on the left, 14 years as an umpire, graduate of St. Edward. George Berry, 10 years, a graduate of Shaw, works for the post office. Dave Bertolone, he's the umpire-in-chief, and he'll be out at second base. Graduate of Cleveland South, works for the county. And then Carlton Darrell, 14 years as an umpire, graduate of Benedictine, and he was very adamant about make sure they know I'm a former Bengal. So again, an outstanding crew. In time, when we take a look at the teams, let's take a look at the starting lineup today that the Old Ball Indians are going to put forward.
My name is Jordan Barnett, number 2, leading off, playing shortstop.
My name is Matt Harry, number 8, playing second base and hitting second.
My name is Tyler Rodriguez. I'm number 9, starting pitcher, and I'm batting third in the lineup.
My name is Billy Belkey. I'm number 6, catching and batting fourth.
My name is Tristan Zimmer, number 11, playing third base and batting fifth.
My name is Mike Clark. Play outfield, batting sixth, number 5.
My name is Luke Platzbecker. I'm number 10, playing first base and batting seventh.
My name is Brandon Beneman. I play the outfield. I'm batting 8th, and my number is 15.
My name is Rudy Rodriguez. I'm number 17, playing left field, batting 9th.
My name is Yadier Ramos. I'm number 7. I'm batting 10th. I'm playing center field.
And Tom, when you look at the defense of Estabrook, it does play a key role. He talked about limiting those errors. Let's take a look at the Estabrook Eagle defense.
And going around the outfield, in right field is Jerry Jimenez. Out in center field is number 3, Tony Battaglia. In left field, number 6, Andrew Clancy. Moving around the infield over at first base, Jonathan Marrero. At second base is Gary Matthews. Over at third base is John Alicea. At shortstop is number 17, Travis Wood. Behind the plate is Daniel Morales. And on the mound, number 16, the left-hander, Mike Patel.
Well, again, as you see that the pitcher warming up for the Estabrook team, his starting pitcher today for the Estabrook team is Mike Patel. And we had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Estabrook team, C.J. Hawkins, on his views of his starting pitcher today.
Estabrook Eagles head coach C.J. Hawkins. Our starting pitcher today is Mike Butel. He's a tall lefty. He's a strikeout pitcher. He's got fastball, curveball. He's just got to keep his composure today, and he's got to go deep in this game for us to be successful.
So, Tom, when you're talking about a coach's delight, anybody that starts with that pitcher says, just go out there and get me at least 5, and I'll be happy.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd love to get a full 7, but if he can get 5, maybe even 6 out of them, I'm sure they'll be in pretty good shape because he wants to play from ahead.
All right, it's game time. 72 degrees, cloudy skies here from Cleveland, and it's Cleveland Connie Mack Championship. And leading off for the Old Ball Indians is Jordan Barnett, their shortstop. He's hitting .545 on the year. Again, Barnett is a Benedictine Bengal. They list him at 5'9", 180 pounds. And again, he loves Derek Jeter.
We say it every year. At least he picks somebody that's at his position. We always find it funny when the shortstop picks his favorite player as a right fielder or something.
So 2-0 count. And he swung back and fouled it off. And again, when you're looking at the Old Ball Indians, they've been averaging about 8 runs per game, only giving up 4. 7-2 during the regular season. And they tossed the shutout in the playoff game to get here. Takes one high, 3-0. And again, even though it's 17, 18, 19, cameras, everything, a little bit of nerves in the first inning as well, Tom.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it looks like Patel might be a little bit over jacked up. He's finishing high with some of his pitches, and that a lot of times is just because they're so excited that he's overthrowing a little bit instead of just concentrating. I'm sure he'll settle down here real quick.
Batting second is their second baseman, number 8, Matt Harry. He's a graduate of Brooklyn High School. And again, gets on base. Great glove, honor roll student over at his school. He also played on the senior boys RBI team that went to Detroit this year at their regional. Line drive, foul.
I'm sure he already feels better about himself now. He got back in there. He's ahead in the count instead of falling behind. And just thinking it'll be interesting to see if Obal even tries to run today. They got the lefty on the mound. We got a solid catcher behind the plate with a strong arm. It's going to be rough.
Again, we want you to know at home we'd like you to be part of today's telecast. Base hit up the middle. He'll hit second and he'll hold there. But 2 up, 2 on, and nobody out. And now you're going to the heart of their order. And again, Tyler Rodriguez, again from Benedictine. He bats third. 4-14 on the year, and a favorite is Roberto Clemente. Sky's trying to clear a little bit. Sunshine coming through. Nice crowd here tonight. He tried to bunt it. Fouled that off.
And I'm sure this is not what Coach Hawkins was hoping for with the start from his southpaw here. First he walks a guy, then he puts an 0-2 pitch right down the middle of the plate for a base hit and gets himself in deep trouble early.
Curveball to the shortstop. Throws to second for 1. He's there. He'll round and hold. But they do get the fielder's choice. So out at second is Matt Harry for the first out of the inning. And now it'll be up to their cleanup hitter, Billy Bulkey. Again, Billy Bulkey, a junior over at Benedictine High School. Again, he's that kind of guy that's just plays. He's steady and he makes big plays, big hits. The next thing you know, you see he's like that secret leader that all of a sudden you say, wow, why don't I have a guy who can just go out there and play like that?
He had a great game last year in this championship game, I remember, during the summer.
So first and third, 1 out. And as I was mentioning, we want you to be part of today's telecast. Folks will be selecting an outstanding player of the game. See if you can match us, as we'll have that at the end of today's game. And we'll be passing out a lot of great free information of free programs taking place this fall in your recreation department. Looks to throw, and he's back in there. Again, Bulkey, also a RBI player that made the team and went to Detroit. Good, solid hitter. Takes one inside. You know, the art of pitching inside and keeping them honest, Tom. At this level, is it still tough to convince the players to do that?
Yeah, it's tough because they don't. A lot of them don't trust themselves either. Another shot up the middle.
There's the base hit. Drives in the run, and the early lead will go ball to the Obal Indians as Bulkey not only comes up with a hit, but also the first RBI of the game and drives in Jordan Barnett for the first run.
But just to our point there, he came inside that pitch before, but then he didn't really do anything with it. The next pitch, he just threw it right down the middle of the plate. Right now, it's just more, I think he's having trouble hitting his spots. But yeah, a lot of these guys, Tim, they don't trust themselves throwing inside. They're afraid they're going to hit a guy, and they just don't want to throw inside.
So batting fifth is T.J. Zimmer. He's the third baseman, number 11. Graduate of Lutheran West. Merit roll student, does do a lot of fishing. And he likes, his favorite is Jim Thome. Got to get that ball down. He keeps it up there, he's going to have a problem.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Coach Coach Hawkins take a trip out here just to kind of settle him down a little bit. You see those couple shots up the middle there. He's getting a little gun shy, and he's throwing everything way outside because I think he's afraid the way they're hitting him so early. I don't think he's used to it.
So 2-0. Oh, it was 3-0, ball 4. So again, that's the second walk of the inning. What's that percentage, Tom? They always talk about if you walk the leadoff batter, he's going to come around and score on you.
Yeah, so I pretty much felt like it was 100% when I was coaching. So.
And now batting is Mike Clark. And Mike Clark hitting .372 on the year. I love the guy he picked, Coach, for outstanding player. There's one of the guys that I think is just like carrying the tribe right now.
Right, and with Jose Ramirez, he kind of looks like Jose Ramirez up there. He doesn't look too big, but he gets the job done. And I'm a little surprised, unless they haven't seen him this year play, but you think they would know. They're playing back like to play double play. They're going to turn 2 on him.
No, not with his speed. Ground ball, bobbles it. There's the throw, already crossed the bag, but another run for Obon, the fielder's choice. So out at second was Zimmer. Clark on the fielder's choice. So 2 down, but coming in to score is Tyler Rodriguez for the second run.
Yeah, it was a nice play and got him the ball quick, but like we said right before the pitch, you're just not going to turn a double play on Clark. I remember seeing him when he was 12 years old playing, thinking how fast he was. And
so Luke Platzbacher hitting .444 on the year, 5'11", 185. He's a Carlos Santana man. Clutch hitter. Coach says he can play some defense, and for his size, that gives you a good target over at first base for them. Picks one up high, and there's Clark in at second with a stolen base. Not surprised at all, Coach.
He just went on first movement, and there wasn't a Morales didn't get a clean transfer behind the plate, but I don't think it would have mattered. He just got a good jump. The second his leg was lifted, he was gone, and with that speed, he's not going to throw him out.
2-1 count, 2 down. Picks it up high. Fouled that one off.
First one back at the camera and behind the plate. First of many tonight.
There's my man up there, Eric Boone. He's been doing this, I can say, a number of years. And they always come up with a gadget to protect them. This might be the best one they got so far.
I like that one.
Up there, pitcher screen. I like that. So 3-1 count. Ball 4.
And they really need to go have a talk with him.
So now Brandon Benneman, the left fielder, number 15, 473 on the year. So they threw it down. The ball got by him. Here comes Mike Clark, and he's in there. Now they're going to throw down to second. He's out. Wow. Well, you got the error on the throw down to first, but Clark comes around to score. Not only he scores, but also Billy Balke scores and extends the lead 4. So they get 4 runs in the first inning on just 2 hits, 3 walks, and put an error on the board. But now it's Estabrook's turn to come in here and do something with the bats, and they're a pretty good offensive club as well. As we mentioned, they scored some runs. So right now, let's go over and see who their starting lineup is.
My name is Jonathan Marrero. I'm the leadoff hitter. My number's 12, and I'm playing first base.
My name's Gary Matthews. I'm batting the 2 spot, and I'm playing second base. My number is 4.
My name is John Isaiah. I'm batting 3. I play third base, and my number's 9.
My name is Andrew Clancy. I'm number 6. I play left field, and I'm batting number 4.
Mi nombre es Daniel Morales. Juego catcher. Mi número es 17.
Mi nombre es Jerry Jiménez. Soy outfield. Mi nombre es número 5 y bateo sexto.
My name is Mike Boutel. I wear number 16. I'm the starting pitcher for today, and I'm batting 7.
My name's Thomas Lopez. I'm batting 8th. I'm the designated hitter, and my jersey number is number 18.
My name's Tyler Vincent. I'm number 1. I play shortstop, and I'm batting 9.
My name is Tony Batala. I'm number 3. I play center field, and I bat 10.
So, Tom, there was the starting lineup, but let's take a look at the O-Ball Indians. They're going to need to play the defense as well.
Yeah, out in right field is Rudy Rodriguez. Moving over to center is Yari Ramos, number 7. And in left field, number 15, Brandon Benneman. Coming across the infield over at first base is number 10, Luke Platzbecker. At second base, number 8, Matt Harry. At third base is TJ Zimmer, number 11. At short is Jordan Barnett. Behind the plate is number 6, Billy Bulkey. And on the mound is number 9, Tyler Rodriguez.
Well, we had a chance to catch up to the head coach, Tony Latessa, to get his views of his starting pitcher today, Tyler Rodriguez.
My starting pitcher today is Tyler Rodriguez, and for him to be successful today, he needs to command of his fastball and keep his pitching count down.
Well, again, when you're looking at the top of the first inning, we talked about, you know, throwing strikes and getting ahead. Hey, out of the 8 batters, only 2 of them saw first pitch strikes. And the ratio of balls to walks, when you have more balls and strikes in this kind of ratio of 15 to 10, 25 pitches, that's got to change in order for him to be here in that long-term 5 inning the coach was talking about.
Yeah, that's why we're looking at a 4-run deficit to start off here. This is not the recipe Coach Hawkins had planned.
So leading off for the Estabrook team is Jonathan Marrero, and again a graduate of Lincoln West. He had 350 on the year. Again, Francisco Lindor. Coach, you know a little bit about Marrero. You had him before.
Yeah, I coached him in RBI, coached him in Lincoln West. I think it feels like I've known him for about 20 years or so, but I guess that wouldn't be mathematically possible. He's another one with speed too, so he puts the ball on the ground. He can beat some stuff out, wreak some havoc on the bases.
And again, both pitchers falling behind right away, and he pumps that one right down the middle. Again, you're looking at the Connie Mack championship game. These are 17 to 19-year-olds. 93 players participated this year. The season began on June 5th. Playoffs were July 17th. And it brings us down to these 2 teams in the championship, the O-Ball Indians and the Estabrook Eagles. Tied him up inside on the curveball. Nice pitch. So Marrero goes down swinging for the first out of the inning, and now it'll be up to Gary Matthews. And again, Gary Matthews, 5'6", 160, likes Mike Trout, hitting .425 on the year. Fly ball, center field. And a nice catch by Yari Ramos. So 2 up, 2 down. And now it'll be John Alicia. And again, John Alicia, number 9, their third baseman. He's been in the Cleveland Baseball Federation for a number of years. Good power. Alex Rodriguez, that surprise you a little bit, Coach?
Well, at least he was sticking over there with his position. But yeah, we don't see many Alex Rodriguez favorites anymore. Maybe like the job he did on the Fox broadcast last year. So I was about to say the difference so far with Estabrook is they're kind of letting Rodriguez off the hook here with some of his pitches, and they chased the pitch, they got caught up, and they're letting him get settled in where we didn't see that in the top half of the first. They were more patient.
So deuces are wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Ground ball to Barnett, over to first, and a ground out 6-3 as they'll put it in the books. But 3 up, 3 down. As we go to the top of the second inning, it's right now the Old-Ball Indians 4 and the Estabrook Eagles 0. Again, we first want to talk about the opportunity where you're talking about Connie Mack baseball. And Coach, a lot of these players that we're seeing here today, some of them will be already graduated out of high school, be going into college, and some of them, and obviously with you being a high school coach for a number of years, I'm sure that a lot of people think, well, when they, you know, they're a senior, they're kind of like left out there in limbo. But there's a lot that the high school coach does getting those kids to the next level.
Yeah, so a lot of the kids always think they have to go play in the big name schools and all that kind of stuff. And we were just talking before the game about some of these kids that we've seen, wonder where they were at. And there's so much opportunity out there for them in so many different schools, whether it's you know, Division II, Division III, community college. There's, you know, most of the kids have an opportunity if they just work with their coaches and kind of research what majors they want. And there's plenty of opportunities for them out there to keep playing.
Yeah, and then when you're talking about getting ready for the college level, obviously academics still plays a role. They've got to qualify through all the SAT tests and everything else they go through. But you're right, when you're talking about them going to a Division III, Division II, you start out, hey, if you're good enough, you're going to get that shot somewhere down the line.
Yeah, you're going to play no matter what. I mean, people always think it has to be. And we all fall into it. I'm not just blaming these kids. That's how we felt when we were in high school. I'm sure that's how you felt when you were in high school. You always wanted to be on the best team. But the big adjustment is when you get to that college level, you don't have everybody on top of you all the time about those grades, and you got all that freedom, and it's a big adjustment. So they got to get that going in high school and be ready for when they make that step up.
All right, leading off for Old Ball here in the second inning is number 15, Brandon Benneman. He was at the plate when they got a guy thrown out at second. He'll pop this up. Catcher's looking for it, and it's going to go back up on the screen. I think the wind pushed that one back. And again, you talk about pitching in the first inning. Again, Old Ball, Rudy Rodriguez, 10 pitches. Out of the 3 batters, first one was a first pitch strike. And again, 60% were strikes. So, you know, every coach that's out there, and I've always heard pitching coach, just give me somebody that'll throw strikes and I'll take care of the rest.
Right, and that first pitch strike is the biggest thing right there just to get them started.
So Benneman goes down on strikes. That's the first out here in the second, and it'll be up to Rudy Rodriguez. He's the right fielder for the Old Ball Indians. Again, he is a student over at James Ford Rhodes. And again, a Mike Trout man. 312 on the season. First pitch hitting, fly ball, left field. Clancy under it, makes the catch. 2 down. So now it'll be up to Uriah Ramos, the center fielder, hitting .355 on the year. Fouls one off. I'll tell you what, he seems to be settling down here in the second, throwing strikes.
You're reading my mind, I was just saying.
Yeah, Tom, I see your mic's having some problems on number 1. We'll get our crew over here to take care of it. Swing and a miss. He's ahead 1-2. Completely different pitcher that we saw in the top of the first. In control. Good effort, nice hustle. Coach, when you're out there on the mound, you see those guys hustling like that behind you to play defense, got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, you just want to get that ball right back on your glove, get back on the mound and get going again, because you know they're ready to play. And it also helps if you get that rhythm going, like we saw in that first inning where he was throwing a lot of balls and the defense maybe got a little back on their heels. This inning, like you said, he's calmed down a little bit, he's throwing strikes. Now the defense is on their toes, ready to play.
Here it is. Speed. Is it going to stay fair or foul? And I don't know if he touched it.
Yeah, he clipped it. He tried to pick it up.
Oh, did he? I'll tell you, speed can really put the pressure on you.
Yeah, as that ball was going, I mean, he's already passed him. I don't even know if he makes a perfect play. He'd had trouble getting him. That might have been better off just letting it roll and see what happens. But you got to love the effort.
Well, we're back to the top of the order. Jordan Barnett, who led it off in the first, walked and came around and scored. So Ramos, we've seen his speed. You got to believe they're going to think about trying to get him in the scoring position. The middle of this inning, we definitely will be talking about some fall recreation programs that are available, and some of them might surprise you a little bit. Very few people that you talk to don't realize that all those programs that are offered that we talk about are free to the citizens of Cleveland in all your recreation centers.
And it seems like every year you pull a new one out on me. Surprise us with some new program they started out.
Man, it's been a summer filled with so many new programs. So many different things have been taking place this summer. You know, just for the fact alone, Tom, that just coming up pretty soon here in the next few days, each center will be able to take 5 kids as well as the staff playgrounds and show wagon, and they get a free trip to Cedar Point. So they'll get to go out there and enjoy the amusement park and spend a day. Commissioner of Recreation's usually out there cooking the hamburgers and the hot dogs, and they have a blast.
I'm sneaking over on that.
There he goes. Here's the throw. Not in time. A good throw. So the deuces are wild again. 2-2-2. We'll look at it here.
Yeah, there was nothing he could do. They're just going on first movement and taking their chances.
Curveball. Foul. Again, you can see the little chill in the air. You see a few people with the jackets and the sweatshirts on. They claim it to be 72.
Yeah, it hadn't seen 72 all day. I don't believe it.
I'll tell you what. Foul ball back. So, Tom, you had a chance to really kind of relax this summer and spend some time with the family and kids. I'm just wondering, was that a reprieve or was that a payment?
It may have been both, and I was still on the baseball field with my son, so I wasn't completely off.
Well, that's good.
He's driving me crazy because he's every other inning he switches gloves. He throws 1 inning right-handed, 1 inning left-handed. When he goes to bat, he bats 1 inning right-handed, bats 1 inning left-handed. Make up his mind.
Hey, I'll take a switch hitter. Start him young.
And a switch thrower.
Oh, yeah. Still 2. Fouled off a couple. Looking at Barnett. Curveball in the dirt. Gets by. Catcher will have no throw. They'll move him up to third. So Ramos is now at third. Still full count. 2 outs. base hit up the middle. And Barnett drives in the run. So Ramos comes around and scores. And Barnett with the RBI and the hit. So
it just seems like their approach today is just take everything right back up the middle. I mean, just hit after hit after hit going right up the middle. And but again, he got into a situation where he didn't want to walk somebody, he didn't want to put somebody on base and have first and third, and they were just able to throw the bat out right back up the middle.
So the coach from Estabrook's having a talk with him. I think we've only seen one left-handed batter in their lineup for the Oval team. That was the last guy, Ramos. So now it'll be up to Matt Harry, where he singled his first time up, although he was forced out at second. And again, the young man is a Jason Kipnis fan. They're going to throw. Catcher did a nice job, got the right bounce, but not there in time.
Yeah, the stand helped him out. He made a nice throw, but Barnett had a good secondary lead over there.
Did a little bit of reach in there. Hits one deep. Needs to add this all the way to the fence. Hill at second. He's rounding third, and he'll be there standing up. Oh, no, hit first. But a three-base hit for Matt Harry. Coach, we'll take a look at it, but you could definitely see he put that ball in the strike zone where he did not want to put it, and it definitely hurt him.
Yeah, he's just leaving pitches off. I mean, that's why you're seeing Coach Hawkins right back out there to make a switch. I mean, 6 runs, and we're not even out the second inning. He's got to, and I know Patel is not happy about it because he's used to getting the job done, but sometimes it's just not your day.
Well, again, the pitcher he's bringing in, I'm looking at 14, John Mahanahan, but I want to confirm that. The Estabrook Eagles pitcher that they were bringing in. Let me make sure I got the right one here. It is John Mahanahan. He was their relief pitcher. And the coach had talked to us earlier today. If he did go to relief pitcher, it would be John Mahanahan. So let's go over to CJ Hawkins and get his views of his relief pitcher today.
Our relief pitcher today is John Moynihan. He's fastball plus curveball. He's got a strong arm. He should be fresh because he hasn't pitched in a while. And we're looking for him to really come in and close the game down today no matter what.
So, folks, while he's warming up, we want to tell you about the free meal program that takes place in all the recreation centers. That's correct. Even though we're going into the fall season, the kids will be in school. Once they're right after school, send them over to the recreation center, and there's a free meal program. All you have to be is a student in school. And again, they usually serve the lunches anywhere between 4 and I'd say 5:30. So you can contact your local rec centers and find out exactly what's there. But again, even though schools start and we worry about the kids having lunches and all that, they'll get it at school. But when they come out, there will be a free meal that's available at all recreation centers this fall. So please take advantage of that. So now, as Monahan sets in, he'll go ahead and face number 9, Tyler Rodriguez, the opposing starting pitcher. Rodriguez reached on a fielder's choice last inning, came around and scored. I'll tell you what, old ball has come out and they have hit the baseball.
And the biggest thing I've been impressed with, when you get a wild pitcher sometimes like they did to start the game, they didn't start chasing stuff when they were excited. They were patient and waited until he came into the strike zone. And when he did, they took advantage of it.
And John Mohanahan, 1-1 count. Again, on Mohanahan, when you're looking at, he's a graduate of St. Ignatius. Ground ball gets through. Base hit. So another run gets added to the board as he'll drive in Matt Harry on the base hit. And he'll pick up the RBI. And I don't think anybody thought this could happen. So now it'll be up to Billy Balke. He's the catcher, hitting .545 on the year. And Balke singled and scored his first time up. He fouled that one off.
Now they're really going to have to start pitching them inside because they're definitely looking up the middle and opposite field, up the middle, opposite field. Every hit, they're going to start having to jam them a little bit, do something, take them off the plate a little bit.
That one's high and in. That one's high and in.
At least he's working in now.
Just keeping him honest. Base hit. I'll tell you what, Coach, you're looking at this game, and no matter where they hit it, it just seems to find that spot.
Yeah, it seems to be one of those days. No matter where they hit it, it's going to go.
Well, look at the swing right here, Coach.
Yeah, he did a nice job. After all those inside pitches, he tried to stay in, but he kind of a little bit over the plate, and he was able to turn on it. He was already looking in. You got to go back outside after going all those inside pitches like that.
Seven.
What did I miss?
So now the batter number 11, TJ Zimmer, his first time up, he walked, was forced out at second. Takes one down low.
1 ball, 1 strike.
He's ahead of the hitter. 1-2. 2 down. No ball in red. Fouls that one off. And the black and the blue is the Estabrook Eagles. And it adds more misery with the pitch in the dirt to run 2 more runners up. Now the deuces are wild, and they've been many times at this position 1 pitch away from getting out of it.
Boy, they need to in the worst way, and you can just tell too. Even the fielders now, like we were talking about before, they're kind of back on their
heels.
They're kind of getting their heads down.
There
Big
it
pitch.
is. Strike 3 called. So Monahan comes in and does hold them. So that's the end of the 3rd inning. They come up with 3 runs on 5 hits to extend their lead. It's all O-ball here at the end of 2. 7-0. We'll be right back.
Mayor Frank Jackson and the City of Cleveland are committed to keeping your neighborhood clean and green through the use of the city-issued trash and recycling carts. It's safe, convenient, and mandatory. For more information, contact the Cleveland Division of Waste Collection at 216-664-3717.
Welcome back to Brookside Talty Field. You're watching the O-Ball Indians and the Estabrook Eagles. And Estabrook has their work cut out for them. Batting right now, and he's their cleanup hitter, Andrew Clancy from Estabrook. So we're in the second. Again, Andrew Clancy is a graduate of James Ford Rhodes. I love who he picks. Now, this is a perfect matchup when you're looking at an exciting player, when you look at Clancy and who he picked, Coach.
Yeah, he's not even a pitcher, but I like the fact that he picked Andrew Miller. That's a nice, how quickly he's become a favorite in this town, huh?
Oh, my gosh. Were you surprised the way Tito used him a little bit in the playoffs, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be surprised by it, but it was brilliant. And I would say all the time, I just don't get why people don't do more stuff like that. If you got somebody that's hot, who cares about all these? They're trained a certain way. I mean, we used to throw 250 pitches. We didn't care. And we weren't getting paid millions to do it.
Yeah. Now batting fifth for the Estabrook team is their catcher, number 19, Daniel Morales. Hitting .325 on the air. He's definitely one of the guys they consider their offensive power man. Drives in a lot of runs for the Estabrook team. Take one up high.
The key here is they got to realize that they're not going to be hitting any 5, 6, 7 run home runs here. Just be patient, like Clancy just did. Take the walk. He's going to give it to you. Get some base runners. Just chip away at it.
Folks, we want to tell you that as we go through the next few weeks, we have a lot of baseball championship games. Next week, we'll be right back here at Brookside Park. It'll be for the Mickey Mantle championship game, where the Michael Zone Raiders will take on the Estabrook Eagles. And then we'll have the Big F championship game. Those are 13 and 14-year-olds. We'll have the girls fast pitch and Little F. We got our summer swim meet. A lot of Cleveland's finest kids performing right here on TV 20. Our special thanks, and we're looking at Eric Boone. He's looks like he's more calm than ever before. He's got the helmet. He's got a little protection there. This is the tough game, you know, because these guys really bring it, Coach.
Yeah, he was. We start seeing him in catcher's gear pretty soon.
Ground ball to third. He'll pick it up and get one. And a nice job by the third baseman Zimmer as he throws over to Harry for the fielder's choice. So out at second is Clancy on the force. And now it'll be up to Jerry Jimenez, number 5, a James Ford Rhodes High School graduate. 5'8", 170. Carlos Santana. They say he's the kind of guy that he's got the good speed and kind of create havoc on the bases. So one down. Coach, when you look back at the keys to the game, I mean, he had some concerns going into the game, if I remember right. And take a look at exactly what the biggest concern was that the Estabrook coach wanted to do.
Yeah, he wanted this pitcher to go deep in the game and get an early lead and play from ahead. And obviously that is not going on.
There's a bad throw over to first, and the runner moves up to second on the throwing error by the pitcher. Coach, I got to question that. Obviously, I don't think the guy was going to be running.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Sometimes pitchers just get stuck in their head. They keep hearing, got to hold the runners, got to hold the runners. They don't pay attention to the situation of the game, score, who's on base. And to be quite honest, that's the same thing just happened last inning. I don't think Harry realized who was coming down first base line because they could have turned 2 on that play, and he never even turned to throw it. And you saw him afterwards look over and say, oops, I should have thrown. He had a look on his face. Of course, nobody was talking to him either, but.
So 2 strikes, 1 down, man on second. Strike 3 call. Caught him looking. That's his second strikeout of the ball game. And now it'll be up to Mike Boutel. Or correction, it's number 14, John Monahan, because he came in to pitch. So John Monahan, a St. Ignatius graduate in 240 on the year. Got a great arm, nice curveball. We saw a little bit of that.
Nice pickoff move there.
Wow. Oh my. And they bring the guy in to pinch run, and then he get picked off.
That situation of the game again, though. There's no reason for you to be getting off the base like that.
So picked him off at second to end the inning. Again, no runs, no hits. They did have a walk and the strikeout. So it's top of the 3rd inning where it is all old ball Indians. And speaking of the Indians, when you're talking about the regular tribe in town, I'm getting a feeling things are starting to click a little bit.
It seems like, we said this before, but hopefully this is true this time. It seems like things are starting to come around a little bit. Hopefully we get some people healthy, and we'll have another fun run here going on here the rest of the summer. And all that being said, as bad as they played, and as much as people want to complain, I believe they're still a game and a half up going into today, so it's a nice problem to have.
Well, I'll tell you what, Danny Salazar put on a show the other night that if I'm their pitching coach, I'm a smiling guy. I'm happy as hell because
he looked like Coach Douglas worked with him or something.
Yeah. Again, Coach Douglas is in the house. Got to congratulate him. Was promoted last year to the head pitching coach at Mount Union. His team took him to the championship.
I think he'd wear a hoodie on days like this.
Yeah. But they won it. We won it, man. We won it. And
it's salty when he's cold.
Ball in the second inning, 10 pitches. 2 for 6 were first pitch strikes. 14 out of 23 strikes. You're throwing strikes, man. Anything can happen. So leading off for the O-Ball Indians is Michael Clark. And again, 372 on the year. He reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base, came around and scored. He's got some good speed. Great. You talk about a great kid. Coach, he's been a pleasure. You coached him. I'm hearing he's a pleasure to coach. You dream of kids like that coming through.
Right, and you can tell. I mean, his mom was always around. His mom's a teacher. You know, always there. You could just tell. You could tell right from the get-go. Polite, happy, loves playing baseball.
You know, you go back and you think about the how does this all happen? You know, all the volunteer coaches, the sponsorships. You know, you got the Cleveland Baseball Federation. They have a fundraiser every year to raise funds to provide the necessary fees to take care of umpires, equipment, you know, shirts, caps. They're all part of making sure it happens every summer where they can play free. Again, a base hit to left field. He might try for 2. He'll round and hold there. So Clark with the base hit. That's his second time getting on. And now it'll be up to number 10, Luke Platzbecker. He walked his first time up. First baseman for the O-Ball team. Coach, that theory about coaches love big, tall first baseman targets kind of saves you a little bit on the defensive end. Is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I mean, I think especially with younger kids, they feel more comfortable because they just see a big guy over there. But if the guy can't catch, it's not going to matter too much. But there goes Clark again with that speed. But just these younger kids seeing a big, tall first baseman, they just feel comfortable, and usually their throws are right on the money because they're not thinking about it too much. When you got some of those shorter guys, they try to aim it sometimes because they know they've got somebody over there that's a little bit smaller.
I always used to hear that saying in baseball, you cannot teach speed. Either you got it or you don't have it.
Yeah, there's a few things you can't teach. Speed, height. Well, I guess you can work with speed a little more than you can work with the height.
But, Tom, we'd be remiss if we didn't take the time to thank the coaches, the people that helped make this happen, all the parents. How many times did they change the meal hour and running to get them to a game and making sure everybody gets to play and out here supporting them?
And as the kids, when you're playing, you don't think about that. You just think about you show up and all of a sudden magically you're playing a baseball game. But so many people involved and getting it together.
And TV 20 has gone into showing these classics, you know, and they brought up a game that we played at Gordon Park in 1994. And my partner was Joe Tate.
Nice.
And you know how many people called me and said, hey, I didn't realize you had hair back then. I remember, you think about memories in that on TV 20, how many of the young people had an opportunity to play, be seen. I remember the very first basketball game I did with Joe Tate, Tom. I was so scared I didn't open my mouth the whole first quarter.
That's how it was when my first game I did with you.
Yeah. And Joe told me when we went to break, he said, hey, Tim, you can talk. Don't worry, we're okay. I said, okay, Joe. And, of course, we came back from break, and the first thing he told the viewers, he said, folks, don't think that there's a problem with the focus on your TV. You're just looking at the two whitest guys that ever called a basketball game. So I remember all the advice he gave me back then. And he called strike 3 there. Monahan has been around the plate throwing strikes. Picks up another strikeout for himself. And now it'll be Brandon Benahan, number 15. Again, the young man out of Parma. 473 on the year. He struck out looking his first time. Take one down low. So again, one down. He'll take one outside. 2-0. You know, every time we watch these games and you go back and see these players that move on, you know, they're playing at a college level and they talk about, I remember when I played years ago.
You always remember playing in these. I was just talking to somebody not that long, just over the beginning of the summer, we were talking about a team we had back in high school. And I'm old, so I still talk about it.
Coach, trust me, you're not old. They just make you feel old with some of the stuff they did. And you look and go,
they added to my age.
Yes, that's true. So he draws the walk, and it'll be now number 17, Rudy Rodriguez. He flew out to center field his first time up. We're in the top of 3. We're at Brookside Park, Talty Field. So one out, 1-1, 2 on. Takes one in the dirt and picks it up.
And Estabrook almost has to play this like it's a 0-0 game, bottom of the 7th. They really can't afford to fall any further behind here.
So 2-1 count. He'll take a strike there to even the count. I'll tell you, Monahan's kind of impressed me today. You know, he comes in, they're way behind, but he's like a bulldog out there. He's going to make you swing the bat. He's going to challenge you. And he hit one there. And he hit this all the way to the fence. 1 run is in. They'll hold him there, and it's a stand-up double where he comes in sliding. But he got a hold of it. And the double brings in a run to extend that lead. And coming in to score was Mike Clark. Coach, I didn't even look at Mike Clark because I knew.
Yeah, he flew in, but boy, he got a hold of that. And the ball just, with all that rain we've had, the ball just kind of checked up in the outfield right there for him. Probably stopped another run.
So now, 2nd and 3rd. And Yare Ramos, he singled and scored his first time.
Come on, Johnny, what's on now?
This guy runs track, plays a little basketball.
Gotta protect now. Gotta protect there.
You know, Tom, you always hear about playing baseball in the summertime. What's the value of it? I mean, you being a former high school coach, you always hear the coaches, please play, but really it does make a big difference.
Yeah, you can't just take all that time off and not play, and you get a lot more work in, and another shot on the gap.
So another double, drives in 2 runs, and that was off a curveball.
He did a great job there, just stuck his bat out. He didn't have to even swing that hard. He just kind of made that face at second base, like shrugged his shoulders, like I can't believe the ball went that far. He just kind of threw the bat out there. And
ground ball is short. They're going to throw to 3rd, and they threw that away. Oh, wow. It's that theory, when it rains, it pours, and things just keep piling on. And that's exactly what's happened here.
Even when Allball makes a mistake and runs into an out, they still get it to work out in their benefit.
So Barnett reaches on the air, and now it's Matt Harry. He has singled and tripled.
And they're just going for the jugular right now. They just want to get this over with. They know Estabrook can score. Got the infield in here for the most part. They can't afford to give up another run here. We're already at that 10 run.
You're doing 13 after 3. I told him to get the guys in. He's been, but he doesn't get them. But I did tell him.
Because if he's going to forfeit the game, if he doesn't get him in. 2-1 count.
And Monahan looks like he's either getting tired or just frustrated with himself, or he's just not even finishing his pitches. I think, you know, it's a good time to go out and talk to him right now. Or the catcher, coach, somebody's got to go talk to him and settle him down, because he's, like we said, he came in, he's pitching well.
Yeah, he's not walking guys. He's putting the ball in there. You know.
said, Tim, when it rains, it pours.
You got it. And, you know, I'm going to tell you something. When you watch it, the Estabrook team play all year, Tyler Vince has probably one of their most steadiest guys in the infield making the plays. But you can't put it on the pitcher. He's done his job. He's got to throw the strikes. So they do pick up another run unearned. So it's been all old ball. Estabrook now starting to be their worst enemy. You know, right now they're just losing their composure, and they just need to relax, settle down, play their game.
Nice pick over there by Morero to save another run. With his 1-1 count here. He's running again, and they're bunting again. Very odd to see him try to lay down a bunt here in an 11-0 ball game. Especially with the guy trying to steal second base. I don't know if he did that on his own or if the coach is calling for that. The wheels have come off, Tim.
Absolutely.
Looked like they had a cut play on the steal there, and there was nobody to cut, and the ball just kind of skipped into center field. Then nobody got the ball quick enough, and he just kept running all the way from first, right around the bases. Definitely gut check time for Estabrook now.
2-2 count, one down. And the thing is, on both of these teams, a lot of the players know each other because they're all by the old Brooklyn community. So Obal and Estabrook is right in the same community. So they know each other. So another walk.
And another pitcher.
Well, they'll bring in another pitcher here, and while they're doing that, no better time to talk about what's coming up this fall. And yeah, there's a little air in the room now talking about the football season, and the young kids from Cleveland Muni football are out there now practicing. Again, it's Cleveland Muni football, both cheerleaders as well as the football kids, and they have a website you can go to. It's www.munifootball.org. Again, it's www.munifootball. It can be Cleveland Muni Football or munifootball.org. It'll list all the organizations that have games in as far as where you can go in your neighborhoods to join teams. And again, mom and dad, it's a great opportunity to get involved. So There's still time to do it. Contact your organization in your neighborhood. And if you have any questions regarding Muni football, you can always pick up the phone and call this number right now. So Andrew Clancy comes in to pitch, and Coach, we remember him as a pitcher as a youngster, and he's the kind of guy that's he'll be around the plate. He's going to throw strikes and make things happen. So let's see if he settles them in here and puts it together.
And the way Oldball's swinging the bat today and being patient, I don't know that there is an answer. When they don't throw the ball over the plate, they're walking people. When they do throw over the plate, Oldball seems to be ready and hitting them. So sometimes just a different person out there makes a difference. So hopefully that'll be the case for Estabrook.
Okay, leading off now is number 6 for Oldball, Billy Balke. He's only singled twice and scored. That up.
This team's just loaded with left-handed pitchers, though, Estabrook, huh?
Oh, my Lord, yes.
Their second one, but I still got Marrero over at first base. Anybody else there hiding?
I'll tell you, Coach, I can remember all the years that I was coaching. I'd dream if I could get one lefty. Get a couple of them. Okay.
Close play over there at first. Our angle, I thought he had him, but we're not quite as close over there at first base.
Well, again, the ball was hit right on the money. But again, on the line out, sure out here, you at home tell us. You see the swing. Here's the second baseman alert. Oh, there's the ball, there's the foot.
Nice job by Marrero on the stretch there.
Yeah, they had him. They had him, Coach. Split second, but it's tough when you're looking from the angle he's looking at to pick that up. So one down, or that's 2 down in the inning on the line out. The earlier out was a strikeout. So now number 18 is now batting. It's Daniel Accord from Jamesport Rhodes. He is a Manny Machado man. So he's going to explain to him what happened.
I got distracted watching the batter asking for time, so I didn't see what happened. But
and that's what I like about it. The umpire took the time to go out and explain to him what he did. So that was corrected. And again, it's so important that the officials understand it's not just a matter of calling a game, but it's also a matter of when they make those mistakes, especially by the rule, he can explain it to them.
And it eliminates a lot of that arguing too, because you saw Clancy just nod his head and shake and smile, and he's okay, like he didn't even realize he did it. And I'm pretty sure what happened was when the batter asked for time, and Clancy kind of hesitated because he saw the batter step out, but he was never granted time.
So 1-1 count. Taking one inside, he's going to try to score. And he got in there. There's the swing and the miss and the strikeout to end the inning. But a lot of damage was done in the third as the Old Ball Indians come up with 7 more runs to extend that lead to 14. Well, again, obviously a lot of people that are out there thinking football think, well, you know, I don't want to commit to a lot of time with the tackle and maybe I'm too heavy, or hey, I just want to play with my friends. Well, the Cleveland Division of Recreations offers a flag football program. Again, it's from the ages of a toddler all the way up through 17 years of age. And again, it's offered at all your recreation centers. They have a flag football tournament they run every year for the older 16, 17. So if you're watching this and you're that age, you need to contact your local rec center. Again, it is co-ed. There's no weight limit, and the big advantage of flag, everybody is eligible for the pass. So the center, the lineman, everybody gets an opportunity to go out there and have a good time. So Tom, a little bit of a surprise, but hey, you got to tip your hat to Old Ball. They've hit the ball, they've pitched well. Everything seemed to fall right in place for them.
And Estabrook made some errors and some little mental mistakes, but it wasn't like it was they played awful. It's just Old Ball's taking advantage of every situation that's been thrown to them. And if a pitch wasn't hitting the exact spot, they hit it, and took advantage of every walk, every error, every single chance they had. And that's a big difference.
So we'll go to the bottom of the third inning. And leading off for Estabrook should be, I believe it's John Monahan, but they made a change here. Somebody came in, so we'll get this change as they come up. It's going to be number 7, and that is Dino Sorma, and he's a Cubs fan. Played 6 years in the CBF, 6'2". He's the kind of guy that every coach dreams of. He can play anywhere. 2-0 count.
You always try to tell the kids when they're, especially when they're younger, just to learn as many positions as they can. Makes it more. My dad always told me that when I was younger, because everybody wants to be the shortstop or the center fielder or the pitcher, but not everybody can obviously play those positions. Nice play there. But the more positions you can learn, the more valuable you are. If you remember Javi Vasquez that played for me a number of years back, literally he played every position his senior year for me. There wasn't a position he didn't play. And now first base was just more because that was the only one he hadn't played, so we just threw him there because we wanted to get him in.
I was going to ask that. I mean, I know he wasn't 6'5".
But the rest of the positions he legitimately played for us at some point. And, you know, when people always said, oh, is he going to be your starting shortstop now that he's a senior? And he could have been, but he was so valuable to us because he could play every position. So he started every single game for us. It just was a different position every game. And if you can do that kind of stuff, you make yourself that much more valuable for a team. And even when colleges go to recruit you, and they all of a sudden they're getting 2 positions for 1 almost.
So Thomas Lopez is the batter. 6 foot. Benedictine High School graduate, 275 batting average. I see that we got our former RBI coach, Leroy Suarez, has come in the house. He's back in town and relocated, working for the Cleveland Recreation Department.
The world seems right having him back in the city.
Oh, I'm telling you. So 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. I tell you, Tyler Rodriguez, he's given up 1 walk. And we'll add another walk to the board as Lopez walks, and now it'll be Tyler Vincent, the shortstop. 340 on the year. And again, Tyler Vincent is a young man out of Brooklyn, first year in the CBF, hitting 225 on the year. No doubt in my mind I'd have picked the same guy he picked up, Francisco Lindor. He gives you a little bit of that Lindor flavor, although he didn't have it today. He had a couple bad plays, but overall he's a very smooth and good fielder, solid kid.
When he starts making plays like Lindor made with that bare hand yesterday, then we'll be talking.
You know, you've had a lot of Latin kids that have played for you, Dominican, Puerto Ricans, and they tell me when that weather gets warm, they heat up. Is that true?
There's no doubt about it. I always thought they were joking around when they used to tell me that. And then every team, we always got a slow start. And all of a sudden, as the year goes on, and we got better, and I'm like, well, did I just do something different, or the weather just got warmer? That's all it was.
So 2-2 count, swing and a miss. So a strikeout by Vincent brings us to the bottom of the order, and it's Tony Batilla, and he's the center fielder. Again, an Andrew Miller man. He's an opposite field hitter. He likes to hit the ball the other way.
You would think he was looking for the 12-run home run right there. Just came out of his shoes.
I got to find out, is Tyler Rodriguez a graduate of Benedictine, or is he, what school is he going to if he graduated? Somebody's getting a picture. So 1-2 count, 2 outs.
The way Rodriguez has been throwing this curveball here, I'd be looking for the curveball, and he likes to hit it to the right side anyway. So nice hole over there with holding the runner at first base. If he can go backside on this curveball right here.
Well, I just been informed, Coach, that this young man will be a senior at Benedictine next year. Man,
I think Coach Slew retired too early.
Yes, he did. You got pitching, you got a couple of hitters here I'm watching in this game. They should have a great team next year, and all of them are solid academically. So they ground out.
And he did try to go backside. It's not quite enough.
So we go to the top of the 4th inning where it's been all O-ball. But listen, it ain't just the football. It ain't just the traditional stuff. There we're looking at it. Sand volleyball. They've been playing some sand volleyball down here at Brookside Park, the teenagers, and they offer that every year in the Cleveland Division of Recreation. And also, besides the sand volleyball, in the fall, they'll start forming teams at the local recreation centers. And again, if you want information on the volleyball program, the Cleveland Division of Recreation, it's totally free. The number is 664-2014. Again, it's 664-2014. So please take the opportunity to check it out. Again, volleyball in the Division of Recreation. Well, folks, we'll be right back where it's been Cleveland Connie Mack action here on TV 20.
Car crashes, accidents. We're telling you why be next. So listen to us. Don't drive and text.
Keep Cleveland safe and do not text when you drive.
It's beautiful skies from Brookside Park. The clouds have been rolling in. The rain has held off. It started out at 72, and I've been told we're down to like 69. Does that feel a little bit like more of your weather, Tom?
Yeah, well, there might be a wind chill of about 59.
So he hits the batter, and the leading off for the O-ball team was number 20, John Bufford Jr.
It's a way to come in the game.
So Bufford hit by a pitch. Again, there's another guy. It's at Benedictine. And Luke Plasbacher, he has walked and struck out swinging. So again, we're looking at Andrew Clancy. He's the third relief pitcher for the Eagles today. And again, he's been right around the plate. I'll tell you, I can remember when he first came as a junior. Wasn't he on the junior RBI at one time, Tom?
Yeah. He's doing a nice job of just being change of pace, off speed. He's varying his deliverance to the plate where the batters aren't able to dig in and drive the ball off him.
Oh, let me look at that one more time.
It looked like he might have wrapped it around, and he didn't seem too upset. He just kind of shrugged his shoulders. And I'll say this, out of the three pitchers, he had the best demeanor on the hill. He just kind of shrugged off anything bad that's happened and got right back out there.
So a strikeout. So one down here in the fourth. And it'll be number 16 for O-ball, and his name is Eric Sculf. Here's a name of the past, 5'7", 150, and he picks one of the former hitting champions, Joe Charbonneau.
That's impressive. He even knows who Joe Charbonneau is. We always say the kids don't study the game and don't look back at the game. He obviously did.
Two-0 count. Got to give credit to our Division of Park Maintenance. Outstanding job they did here getting the field ready for us. Had a little bit of rain, but they got it together. Got a lot of people behind the scenes that make it happen. And we send our special thanks.
It's another one of those situations. I don't think Bufford had any intentions of going anywhere, and they're still trying to pick him off. And I'm pretty sure that's what coach is telling him right now. Those lefties love showing their move out, though, don't they?
I'll tell you. It works great when you pick them off, but when you throw it away, oh my Lord. And I'm sure that when Cliff went out, he's trying to tell him, hey, focus on the hitter. He ain't going nowhere right now. Strike 3 called. Another strikeout by Clancy. 2 down.
Rodolfo Rodriguez up to bat.
And now it'll be Rudy Rodriguez. He has flown out to center and doubled. Showed a lot of power. Rudy Rodriguez. He's from Rhodes. And Clancy also from Rhodes. So they were teammates in the spring. I'd say you give me a guy like him that's just going to put the ball over the plate, keep us in the game. I'll be okay with that.
Yep, he's got that little breaking ball, and he doesn't throw the fastest in the world. Sometimes that throws those off speed, or those really good hitters off balance.
So Bufford comes around to score. And but you know what, this has just been that kind of a night for them. I mean, he handcuffs them inside, Tom, and it's like that opposite Texas leaguer thing. It's like, what do I got to do to them to hit the ball right at somebody?
Literally about 6 inches too far from Morel to pull it in.
Yep. So that's the base hit. Another RBI. And now Ra Ramos, who's been on base twice, singled, doubled. He's been the guy that's caused us havoc on the bases. The wind is starting to pick up. Ground ball. Through the hole.
Once again, perfectly placed.
So now we're back to the top of the order. Jordan Barnett. He has walked, singled, and reached on an error 3 times on base. 3 times he scored. Another Benedictine guy.
Those lefties always got to be doing something. Got to kick dirt in the mound. And
it sure got dark real quick here. I haven't seen the forecast, but I know they were talking very little chance of rain. They sure brought the cold weather in.
They say anything about snow?
Oh my. I don't think we ever had that in TV 20, snow at a baseball game.
I beg to differ because we had snow, I think, one spring. We had such a bad spring, you might have had snow down to Progressive Field for us.
It could have been.
If it was cold enough. I don't know if we ever got snow, but it was cold enough for one.
Cleveland's weather is so unpredictable. I mean, even this past year in the Cleveland Metropolitan School Districts, they struggled to play a lot of their games just because of the weather. It was just unconscionable. So 3-1 count. So he'll walk. Still 2 down. And now it'll be Matt Harry. Single, triple, reached on an error. Pop up and ends the inning. So that brings us to the middle of the 4th inning, where Estabrook will try to put some things on the board here, but they've been facing Tyler Rodriguez, and he's put on quite a show. You can see all the folks down here having a good time. Photo session time, Tom. I'll bet you that was the sand volleyball that was playing a few minutes ago here at Brookside Park. Folks, if you haven't been down to Brookside in the last few years, you need to see some of the things they've done. They've done an amazing turnaround, and really it's made a big difference here at Brookside Park. So folks, we'll be back. The temperature's dropped. It's a little chilly. The skies have filled in, but we will finish this game if God permits us to. So right after this timeout.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Brookside Taldy Field, where you've been watching the Connie Mack Baseball Championship game. Tim Wells and Tom Castleberry in the house. And we are the most surprised people in the house, as these two teams came in with outstanding records. Didn't play each other during the year. Of course, they got rained out. And now they meet in the championship game, and everything has gone all old ball's way. Take one inside.
Not like a bad connection on his side.
So 1-1 count. Ground ball to third. Going to throw over and makes the play. So Jonathan Marrero goes down for the second time on the ground out. I don't know. It seems like no matter where they hit the ball, there's always somebody there. So now batting is number 2, Luke Perta, sitting 379 on the year. Coaches are getting everybody in. It's 10 after 5.
It's 15 after 3.
Where does it say that?
Isn't that always?
I don't think so. Not in Connie Mack. Look at the rules.
I think it is.
First time we've seen him really struggle with control here because he walks the pinch hitter. Alcea stepping up to the plate with one out.
What is he? So he can't.
That's one thing he knows.
Yes, hey, Ed.
He's struggling with his control all of a sudden. 5 straight.
So John Alcea. Okay.
They went backside. Question that base runner.
Wow. All right. So the error, then they make up for it and throwing him out at second in. We are actually 1 out away, folks. The run spread is 10 runs after 5 or 15 runs after 3. So if Estabrook does not score, this game would be over.
And that was a good chance right there, but even after the mistake and the error at second base, Buffer made a smart heads-up play and was able to throw over to third base. And a lot of times you see those, a younger guy make a mistake, put his head down, and you're able to get a base off him, but he was alert, didn't pout about it, got the job done, got the out. Could be down to their final strike right here.
Luke, they don't score to be 8. Estabrook don't score to be 8.
Good job to fight it off there.
I'll tell you, when they look at this game, and I don't know if I would even want to look at it if I'm the coach, but you can see, well, how many mistakes could they make in one game? It happened. So they get the man in scoring position. So there's 1-2 count. Andrew Clancy settled a little bit in on the mound. Now trying to put the ball in play. He'll take one up high. It's 2-2 count. So 2-2. Saw the one father standing behind with the Ohio State jersey on, Tom. That team this year on the football field could be very, very.
It's going to be fun.
Something to watch. Yep. Two, 3-2 count, 2 down. And it's called strike 3. And that will end the ball game here at Brookside Park. As it is called on the run spread. 15 runs after the 3. This is the bottom of the 4th inning. So folks, stay with us when we come back. Coach Cass will have our outstanding player and presenting the trophy. We'll be right back.
We'd do anything for kids. Yet 1 in 6 children in the U.S. struggle with hunger. Help end childhood hunger near you. Learn how at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Brookside Taldy Field, where you've been watching the Cleveland Connie Mack championship game between the Estabrook Eagles and the Old Ball Indians. And first, I'd like to introduce Tony Latessa. Tony, you talk about things going right. The ball bounced. Everything that could happen happened right for you tonight, and it just fell in place.
Right. Great pitching and great hitting. That's just what happens. Luck goes our way.
You know, and obviously when you look at the other team, the Estabrook Eagles, they had a great year, come through and did a nice job. But tonight, the ball just didn't go their way.
Right. You got a couple of hits, and they would have turned this game around.
Well, right now we're going to bring in Rob Anderson, the Executive Director of Operations for the Cleveland Baseball Federation. Rob?
On behalf of the Cleveland Baseball Federation, Cleveland Indians Charities, and the City of Cleveland, I want to congratulate the Old Ball Indians, the 2017 Connie Mack champions.
Coach, it's pretty easy when you got guys out there that can throw like your pitcher throw, play the defense like they did. But Tom Castleberry, we got to see if we can match you at home, see if you got it right with us. The outstanding player of the game, Tom, tell us all about it.
Yeah, well, today you could have picked a lot of people because obviously you saw a lot of people on base. But this guy did it both on base, and he also, even if it was a 4-inning, threw a no-hitter today. So today's Mike Humstead, outstanding player, goes to Tyler Rodriguez. Congratulations. So how were you able to keep them off the bases today?
I just pitched the ball, and I know my defense, they got my back no matter what. So either go through war or we lose in war. We're in it together.
Yeah! Congratulations, Tyler.
You know, Tony, you've been around a long time. Tom, we've done this many, many years. And folks at home, there was a precedent set a year ago. There was a young man by the name of Mike Humstead, was a professional baseball scout that I can tell you has done more for our Cleveland kids. You remember him well. And we decided starting last year that the outstanding player of all the championship games would receive this award, the Mike Humstead Outstanding Player of the Game. And our prayers and everything goes out to the family. Mike, we still remember, we know you're giving us this cold air to keep us moving, so I'm going to shut up and get out of here. But first of all, congratulations to the Old Ball Indians. Tyler, nice job today. Coach, what a game. We want to remind you that next week Before we come back, we'll be right back here at Brookside Tully Field. It'll be the Mickey Mantle Championship, where the Estabrook Eagles will take on the Michael Zone Raiders. And Tom, any last words you'd like to say?
Great job by both teams today. I know they worked hard all summer, even if it does feel like fall today. But Oba was really impressed with the way they hit the ball. We talked about it all game. Their defense played well, and they just picked up the momentum. And another great day. And I know Mike Humison will be loving this type of ball game.
Well, folks, you've been watching TV 20, but before we leave, we're going to take one last look at many of the faces and all the great plays that took place. But for the 2017 year, it'll go to the Old-Ball Indians as our Cleveland Connie Mack champions. So for Tom Castleberry, I'm Tim Wells. Thanks for being part of TV 20. Good night, everyone.